I want to share a story about three mountains. The first mountain is small. You got three different mountains: a small, a medium, and a tall mountain. The first mountain has a hidden name on top of it. So all the people who make it to the top of that mountain know the name that's on top of that mountain. The second mountain has a hidden name on top of it. The second people who have enough, the people who make it to the top of that mountain will know the name on top of that one. The third mountain got a name on top of it, and it has a special name on top of it. Now here goes the thing. That means only the people who get to the top of the mountain will know the name that's on top of the mountain. So if you can only climb to the top of the first mountain, you'll never know the name that's on top of the second mountain or the third mountain. Now, if you climb to the second mountain, you can know the name of the first mountain and the second mountain, but not the third yet because you haven't went there. Now, once you climb the top of the third mountain, now you know the name on top of the third mountain, the second mountain, and the first mountain, right? Common sense. In this life, a lot of us only climb the first mountain and we know the name that's on top of the first mountain. And we only can guess what the name is at the second one, but only the ones who made it to the top of the second mountain will actually know the name that's on top of the second mountain. Now, they can only guess about the third, but if no one has never made it to the top of the third mountain, then that means no one underneath the second mountain knows the name. So everybody that's in the second, on top of the second mountain, they can ask people on the first mountain, do you know the name? They can tell them. But you can't ask anybody on top of the third mountain because they're too high. No one has ever went up there to meet them. Only the people who make it to the top of the third mountain will know the name of the third mountain, right? Common sense. So look at it like this. Look at it like our relationship with God. The first mountain was when they taught us about Jehovah in the Old Testament. The second mountain is the New Testament. They told us about Yahshua, his son. The third mountain, they told us about the Holy Spirit. But we don't know the name of the Holy Spirit yet. Because a lot of people have not been to the top of that third mountain. Well, you might say, what third mountain? Why we got to have a third mountain? Because look, in the Old Testament, if you didn't do what God said in his written laws, you automatically, you lost. And then the second commandment, in the second testament, he gave us new laws, the way, the truth, and the life. If you don't know, there's no way to the Father except through the Son. You got to pray through the Son to get to the Father. So you're not connected to the Father now, if the first mountain, if you don't know the name of the Son, who's on the second mountain. Now, the Son say, okay, now you must be baptized under the name of my Father, under the name of the Son, and under the name of the Holy Spirit. But how can you get baptized if you don't know the name of the Holy Spirit? That means you got to climb on top of the third mountain. Well, what's the third mountain and why we don't know the name? Well, the Bible tells you that the third name is a mystery. And it says, to those who receive the white stone, they will know the name that's written inside of it. So the white stone is the top of the third mountain. The white stone is the Holy Spirit. The white stone is God with his new name. So if you want to say you made it to the top of the third mountain, you got to at least know his name. Because the people that's been on top of the first mountain and the second mountain, they know God's name. But the people, we're in that third mountain right now. And if we want to get into the gates of heaven, if we want to receive God's gift, we got to know his name. Without his name, how can you possibly get baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? You hadn't made it to the top of the third level yet. We are living in the third level. The Old Testament was the Father. The New Testament was Christ. The right now time is the time of the Holy Spirit. This is our last days. These are the last days. Go to Revelations 3:17. Revelation 2:17 and Revelations 3:12. Read and see if your pastor can help you understand that a little bit. Because I'm not your daddy. I'm just the messenger, just the middleman. Everything I said is in the Bible. Read it for yourself. Check it out. You need to get an understanding. The Bible said, out of all you're getting, get an understanding. Also says, lean not to your own understanding, but on every word that comes from the Lord. Peace of mind, y'all. This is Detox. Break it down to the last compound. Get an understanding. Build your rock on solid ground.